Hello, and welcome to PlebPla, wherein we change Getter Dragon. This, too much hype, is the HG 144th scale Getter Dragon Infinitism. Not from anything, but conceptually from Dynamic Heroes. Conceptually, if Great Uncle Getter Robo were to have appeared in Mazinger Z Infinity. This, of course, is from about a month ago, Bandai Spirits 2020, the year of our Bandai Lords. The third installment of the Infinitism project features Getter Dragon from Getter Robo G of the Dynamic Characters series, wherein I will try to put up here in the corner some of the final dynamic special animations from various Super Robot Wars games. A brand that converges dynamic planning's robots. Look forward to the births of new Getter Robo and Getter Dragon, which have rearranged Infinitism designs created by Takayuki Yarase. The second wave of invaders approach. The newly rebuilt Getter Robo faces a new threat. This machine was developed from a combat unit unlike the former Getter Robo, which was reprised from a space development robot. It is 10 times more powerful than its predecessor and enables the Getter Ray amplification device, which improves its Getter Ray accumulation abilities. It's basically cosmic rays, space radiation. The three Get machines, the Dragon, the Liger, and Poseidon, switch due to inheriting the combination structure. In addition to conventional armaments, this unit uses Shine Spark! A new finisher that is fired when the minds of the three pilots unite, which prevents the invasion of the Hyaki Empire, a military nation run by scientists who have turned into demons. Getter Robo G, the sequel to Getter Robo. But with all that hype, let us observe the manual. And so, we have our largest boy, Getter Dragon. That's my fault. But, look at that. Nothing popped off. Nothing fell off. This, unlike his Robot Wars counterpart, is not a glass cannon. I will say, unfortunately, many of these runners, many of these runners, as you can see, have leftover pieces and parts. Yeah, you're going to hear that crash. You're going to love the sound of plastic on plastic action. Because many of these runners also come from the predecessors, Mazinger Z, Great Mazinger, whichever parts more appropriately fit. I will tell you, for sure, these are the same arms as Mazinger Z. But let's observe articulation. In the head, we have down, up, full exorcist twist there, obvious side to side. I will note that that piece right in there, that's a piece. That's not a sticker of any sort. With the mock wing out of the way, You will get full rotation on the arms. This is shoulder all the way up. Elbow rotation. Bicep rotation. First, and then second joint. Look how that second joint in there is so well hidden. So deliciously hidden. You can't even tell. You would think, oh, that's it, and then bam, more. And your typical ball joint with each hand having its own wrist articulation. I will warn that the ball joints in the wrist are loose. I have already solved this problem. I personally prefer to use clear coat nail polish. I've been told that there's acidity and it'll ruin the plastic, but it's a less permanent solution than the actual chemicals that work in superglue, which can actually deteriorate plastic. So for me, it's safer because then if you're tired of it, you don't need any kind of chemical to remove it. It will scrape off of most ABS and various plastics here. We're going to actually go ahead and remove the mock wing. I can peel it out of its back. I'm being very gentle, very overcautious. Look, I know you come out. I'm trying not to separate, and I separated parts anyway. Glorious, wonderful. Good job, me. I am not understanding why it's not coming out. Very, very tight fit in there. I didn't want to break anything, but of course, guess what happened? Broke stuff. Just fly off. Oh, it's full. It just popped off the back here. That's okay. That's okay. Everything squish back in place. Articulation here at the shoulder blades. Pieces. We'll talk about this later. More important. Arms out your side. At the waist. Get a little back and forth. Little side to side. Rotation. Oh man, that feels like an old action figure doing that. Side skirts, I guess they exist. They're there. The legs are much like Mazinger. You can pull them down to extend their articulation. There's a full front kick. Singular knee bend though. No hidden knee bend in there. That's all you get. Thigh rotation. Do the weird thing. Only to have knocked something off. Oh, I see what fell off here. Let me grab that from the void. So, makes me wonder whose fault that was. We're going to chalk that up to my fault. With the legs all the way down, you can get the full split. That's my fault again. And back kick. Wait a minute. What? Why didn't this happen a minute ago? Oh, it was the order of which the bending happened. I caught it here, which was secure, but haha, I was wrong. Which, at least, I admit when I'm wrong. And once again, we grab pieces from the void. Unlike more popular YouTubers, I will not leave things off if they fall off in the void. Because sometimes, that's my fault. I digress. With that, The only stickers that exist in our entire man are inside here in the chest, which are a backing pair of silver stickers. Sorry. A backing pair of silver stickers. And no, nothing plugs into this. Nothing plugs into that. That is design. Young man, or old man, excuse me, old man Getter also has 2 more optional right hands, but nothing for the left. You get a more open palm and a more flat hand, but I don't understand why only the right hand. Is there some judgment against left-handed people in the world of giant robots? So let us return the Mach-Wing. It does have articulation once it's in. And of course the shoulders clasp over the arms so that you can have room to continue to move things out rather than your articulation being blocked and locked in. Hey, come on. Grandpa, stand. Uncle Getter, stand up. I also could blame that on the fact that these shows are getting a bit old, so they're starting to bow a bit, probably. As we saw, he comes with a action base 4. I don't like that they mismatch things here. Why couldn't we get either the black arm or a clear base? I don't like that, but that's personal. And 2 proprietary stands. This will fit exclusively to Getter Robo, and probably any of the other high-grade dynamic heroes. You will have to, unfortunately, pull the legs out a little bit in order to fit the piece in there. And that will, of course, go right atop here. But as well, let's get that piece out of there. Hey, get out. It comes with another proprietary stand piece that is supposed to clip right in. You heard it snap. And that will enable ignoring the position that the stand is already in, or if we turn it around and not be a complete idiot. Oh well, that's a fumbling. Much fumbling abound, allegedly. There it goes, the chest got in the way. Despite that his legs are kind of flailing, it is designed to put him in flight poses. Of course, we kind of heard that it was a bit of a struggle, mostly because of how I was being stubborn about moving the arm around. And he does at least get enough of an up look that it looks like he looks where he's going. He looks a bit forward. It's kind of downward at this. Let me rotate. And the arm's in the way, of course it would be. He's looking down that way, but at least it's not down. Alright. Buffoonery aside, fumbling and bubbling, let's look at what else our powerful lad comes with. Of course, it does take some working with the legs in order to get him standing and balanced. Once more, I blame my table. we have 2 Getter Tomahawk with holding hands. In lore, the Getter Tomahawk, we're going to separate the hand. Each tomahawk is pulled from these orange spikes on the shoulders. They come out as a stick. Excuse me. They come out as a stick, and they spin, remix, and form into a battle axe. You get 2. 1 for each hand. Of course, because I've tightened up the wrists, that's a little stiff there to work with. But at least now he can hold the tomahawk, and it is only the elbow joint that is an issue rather than the wrist joint flopping it about and going all limp. You can't limp wrist a tomahawk. Now, while you do get 2, you also are given 2 sets of extra handles. And for that, we defer to the backpack. The mock wing. Over here on each side, you get extra pieces, wherein you may attach these to your tomahawk. Now, of course, this seems kind of a little dinky, doesn't it? Well, then you attach more handle. Or if you're really feeling it, still more handle. The manual says only to attach 1 piece, but of course, there's enough pieces here to make a tomahawk as tall as Great Uncle Getter. So let us withdraw. Let us switch this hand. Now, if you tighten up your joints, you may end up with a case of pulling a hand out, and you'll end up pulling the wrist joint out of place. It's fine, just be careful not to break things, of course. We will slide that into here, or perhaps we should start with the other side. Now, I guess the more length that you add on it, the weight of it, unsupported, does get a little floppy. But I think we'll be okay. We attach this. I'll pop that ending in over here. And low. You can give this, of course, as much or as little handle as you want, whatever you like. You just have to position it right so you're not obviously bending the handle in your pictures and making it look a bit silly. Glorious day. Hands. Tomahawk. More hands. And at least with the extra on the back, it doesn't look like you're missing too much here. It's like, oh, it looks a little thinner, but it's fine. I really adore that they made this a feature. It's like, okay, let's take something else and make edgelord Getter more of an edgelord. And for any of you that know Getter Robo, this ain't your Happy Time Saturday morning cartoons beat 'em up monster of the week. Nah, they are some angry folks. All 3 Getter pilots are very grumpy in various ways, and they only get worse with each new iteration. Shin Getter, New Getter, they just get more and more angry, so much so that they have to fight even when they're dead. Is this the lore of Getter Valhalla? But I digress. I declare that you ace these things. You ace. I adore, I love that they made more of the Infinitism style and expanded away from Mazinger. Like, I saw this and I was excited, and then there's another one in the works, and I actually started crying. I was so excited for the next Infinitism model. It's wild. They need to do this more often. They need to bring back our classic boys. Just know your roots. I don't want to sound like an old man, but know where your favorite giant robots came from. Know how we got to where we are now. Know that Getter Robo is why we have Gurren Lagann. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, seek ZEON, but also, good night, Space Nuts.